The era of artificial intelligence has well and truly arrived. Every single one of us has zero choice in the matter. We simply have to embrace it. But as leaders, we must go even further. The future success of our organizations, our teams, and our people depend upon our ability to lead in an AI world. While the term artificial intelligence has been around for more than 70 years, the AI era really started on the 30th of November 2022, with the public launch of ChatGPT. Within a month, it had reached 100 million users, the fastest take-up of any technology in history. Since then, we've witnessed an explosion in AI usage, with the number of active users of AI technology now standing at more than 1.1 billion. It's fueled the creation of the world's first $4 trillion companies. It's changed the way that millions of us work, invest, and interact. It's transformed organizations, it's affected employment and career opportunities, especially amongst the young, and caused either consternation or a sense of panic in boardrooms and cabinet rooms alike worldwide. What does the future hold? No one is quite sure, but there appears to be three very high-level, viable future scenarios that every single leader could and should start to prepare for. Let's go through each one of them. Scenario one is false dawn, where AI fails to live up to its hype. Scenario two, I call augmented intelligence, where AI is a valuable junior partner. This will result in significant change. And scenario three is human displacement. That's the scenario where AI does live up to its hype, and this would result in revolutionary change. In scenario one, AI primarily remains just a better search engine. The application of AI remains patchy, its utility inconsistent and unreliable, and its implementation expensive. It delivers marginal productivity gains with negligible impact on workforces. And sometimes when we interact with AI today, this scenario seems all too plausible. One commentator I follow on Threads tells a great story of an organization that licensed Microsoft Copilot for every single one of its 4,000 employees at a considerable cost, only to find 2 months later that the number of employees who had actually used it more than once was 12. So, while this reeks of poor implementation, missed opportunity, and an utter lack of vision, training, and imagination on the employer's behalf, the tale is one that I'm sure is more commonplace than our social media feeds would have us believe. And perhaps the enormous cost of developing and running the AI models will slow down the full adoption of the technology. For the cost of today's LLMs like Copilot and ChatGPT and Gemini and others has indeed become vast, perhaps even unsustainable. They consume so many hundreds of megawatts of electricity that they've been known to cause acute shortages in some of the local power networks in which the AI data centers are located. And each generation of LLM requires substantially more power than its predecessor. Did you know that ChatGPT 4 consumes 40 times the electricity of ChatGPT 3? 40 times. And the cost of building the data centers these AI bots demand is now so high that it's affecting the share price of some of the world's leading tech firms. Microsoft's share price dropped 20% in the 2 weeks following its January 2026 results, wiping off $500 billion from its stock price. Why? Because contained in the figures was a 66% increase in CapEx due to its surge in building AI data centers. And Amazon's share price also dropped 20%, reducing its market cap by $350 billion for precisely the same reason. And lastly, why scenario one could actually end up viable is that sometimes AI just doesn't work as it should. Last week, I asked Anthropic's Claude, for which I pay, to furnish me with all that information I just told you about Microsoft and Amazon, and this is how it responded. "I don't have access to real-time financial data or current market information," Claude said, which frankly was both disingenuous and downright lazy. I was so annoyed with Claude that I couldn't be bothered to refine my prompt. I opened up Google search instead, and seconds later, the information I needed was right in front of me. That's scenario one, and you know what? It could still be plausible. Maybe AI won't live up to its hype. And yet, let's talk about scenario 2. In scenario 2, AI becomes an invaluable junior partner. It saves us an extraordinary amount of time and enables us to achieve so much more and to a far higher quality than we could previously even dared to dream. In this scenario, there will be significant impact on workforces alongside a major impact on human productivity. This scenario is far more likely because, let's face it, it's already happening. We're already living in it. Today's large language models like ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude, Gemini, they can already enhance pretty much every single professional, executive, and administrative task that we care to mention once we learn how to use them effectively. If we treat them like the idiot savants that they are, they can be invaluable assistants. They can help us to structure and write professional reports, write job applications, work for courses, strategy documents. They can draft emails for us, create complex spreadsheets, build presentations. The list is endless. I mean, I'm just one small example, but as an author and an educator, I no longer need researchers. Even the creative industries are beginning to experience the productivity benefits, opportunities, and challenges of AI. I mean, the worlds of video production, script writing, filmmaking, music, advertising, marketing, they're all being disrupted by new specialist AI apps that seem to be coming to market on a weekly basis. Customer service is another thing that is being very close to being automated. We won't be ringing up a data center in India. We'll be talking to a chatbot and we won't need to go near a human at all. Microsoft Dynamics is already enabling this to happen. But perhaps the greatest productivity gains of all at the moment from AI are being realized in the world of coding. Almost every one of my international clients have moved from using Claude or Copilot to check computer code to now using it to write computer code. Any code, all code. And if the AI evangelists are to be believed, AI can now write thousands of lines of error-free code in seconds, and we can already develop a fully functioning app simply by describing it to an AI agent. So will coders and programmers become a thing of the past? No, but will we need far fewer of them? Undoubtedly. And in one survey of 30,000 IT leaders, 60% of them said they needed fewer junior developers, but more senior specialized software engineers. And I'm guessing the other 40% are going to be coming around to this view shortly. Fewer junior roles. That seems to be a trend across all sorts of industries. Across the big four accounting firms, Deloitte, EY, PwC, KPMG, they posted 44% fewer jobs for graduates last year than they did in 2023. They don't need entry-level people. Admin support, data entry roles, a 45% reduction in hiring rates over the last 3 years. And the same percentage of legal tasks can now be automated using AI, according to Goldman Sachs, which begs the question that we leaders will all have to answer. Where are our future experienced people going to come from? Okay, that's scenario 1 and 2. Let's talk about scenario 3. Where AI well and truly lives up to its hype. Some regard this as the doomsday scenario, evoking the Terminator and Skynet. Scenario 3 sees the rapid acceleration and performance of AI, and the wholesale deployment of the technology leads to incredible innovation, along with swathes of job losses across every industry and every profession. It's the humans are replaced by AI scenario. Every AI industry CEO is currently predicting some version of this scenario, but maybe they wouldn't they? Because such evocative talk grabs the headlines and inflates the share prices. But according to both Anthropic and Google, their latest AI bots, their latest LLMs, were developed with assistance of their previous versions. So if what they're saying is true, AI is already building better versions of itself. If this is genuine, this may indeed be a significant step in the direction of this scenario 3, the disaster scenario. If this scenario is to reach its full potential, every white-collar job would be disrupted. We'd reach a stage where AI can do almost any job that requires a computer, and far more jobs would be lost than created. And perhaps inspired by the AI industry CEOs I was talking about, many business leaders currently anticipate this will be the case. 54% of the attendees at this year's World Economic Forum in Davos predicted that AI will replace a large number of jobs, with only half as many, 24%, predicting it will create a large number of jobs. Jobs are going to be replaced in scenario 3. At the extreme end of this, we're talking mass unemployment, social unrest, even further increases in income and wealth equality. We'd begin to question the purpose of companies if human capital was now sacrificed for short-term ROI and shareholder value on a global scale. And of course, the calls for universal basic income, the overhaul of the taxation system would be deafening. And the problem is, governments have proven to be highly incompetent at leading change, especially change of this magnitude. 10 years ago, Ray Kurzweil, a futurist, a director of engineering at Google, and the winner of the 1999 US National Medal of Technology and Innovation, he predicted that by 2029, manufacturing, agriculture, transportation sectors of the economy will be almost entirely automated. He now predicts that artificial general intelligence, that's AGI, AI capable of performing any intellectual task a human can perform, will arrive by 2029. His predictions are normally right on the money. 2029 is only 35 months away. 34 months by the time you're seeing this video. A brave new world, indeed. That is scenario 3. The good news is, extreme scenarios rarely come to pass. My money is not on scenario 3, it's on scenario 2. AI becomes an invaluable partner and enhances productivity enormously. I didn't subscribe to the Armageddon scenario, nor do I subscribe to scenario 1 where AI never quite gets off the ground. There is no doubt in my mind that AI will be the catalyst for significant disruption, for substantial change. In fact, the transformation is already underway. It's not a question of if, it's a question of what AI will be able to do, how quickly it will be able to do it, and the consequences it will have for governments, industries, organizations, and people. For your people. Will AI be frustrating and incompetent at times? Yes. Will it be your invaluable junior partner? It should be that already. Will it affect almost every occupation? Absolutely. Will it replace the number of jobs? Yes. Will it reduce workforce numbers? Definitely. Will it generate a rush of opportunities for entrepreneurs? Yes. Will it create new jobs we can't even imagine? Undoubtedly. But however the development and deployment of AI unfolds, whichever mix of scenarios comes to fruition, one thing is certain: your success, the success of your organization, and the success of your people will depend upon your ability to embrace the uncertainty, look for opportunities, and lead them through the changes ahead. Leadership is going to be critical. I've identified 9 essential leadership traits for an AI world, and I want to run through them quickly with you now.